everybody, how you doing? Len Giordano here one more time for what I'm going to call an apocalyptic quickie. Well, that's right. So today's little lesson is going to be about the double stroke roll. This is an extremely important rudiment, probably the most important rudiment. As a matter of fact, when I was, I think 18 or 19, hard for me to say, and I was studying still with Joe Casadas out of the Modern Drum Shop in New York City, he used to get me backstage passes to Buddy Rich because the two of those guys were friends. And getting to hang out with Buddy one time on the bus after a show, and we were just kind of hanging out and talking. He was showing me some kind of cool rudiment things he does, but I asked him how he stays so independent with his limbs. How is he so able to be so fluid all the time? What kind of practice schedule does he have at home? And then he told me a couple of truths I didn't know about him. That's when he told me that he doesn't even keep a drumstick in his house. He never practices in his house. He's on the road 250 to 300 days a year. He didn't feel the need to play drums when he was home. But while he's on the bus, going city to city, town to town, he is playing his pad. And the thing he plays more than anything else is the double stroke roll. And this is what he exactly said, and I'm going to quote him as close as I can. It was 29 years ago, something like that. If a guy has a good double stroke roll that's fluid and even and smooth, he's going to be a good drummer. If he doesn't, he's never going to be any good. Now that's Buddy talking, and I might not agree with that 100%, but the true part of it is the technique that we use in our double stroke roll. That's the technique we use around the kit. The good players, you watch Weckl, Kelly Yuta, Gadd, of course, Buddy himself, and all the rest of them, they use that bounce method all over the kit. So this lesson is not going to be about the bounce method. There are plenty of good videos to watch on YouTube about that. Jojo Mayer, I think, is the best about that stuff. Ron Brown has some good stuff about that. There's plenty of technique videos. What I'm going to talk about is once you've mastered the double stroke roll, then you want to really master its control, playing it smooth and even and freely at any speed. So I developed this little exercise, and I probably got it from a bunch of other things. As a matter of fact, I think I got it mainly out of the stick control book, and I used to do the stick control book in a lot of different ways. And some of these ideas came from Joe Casadas, some of them are my own. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the double stroke roll, which you all know, you should know, right? Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. And when you speed it up, you know, it's that. And I'm going to play it as quarter notes, eighth notes, then eighth note triplets, 16th notes, and then 16th note triplets. And I'm going to go back down. I'm going to do it with a right hand lead, and then when I do it with a left hand lead, I'm going to do it with traditional grip. Why am I doing this for you? You want to have that control or that command of your hands to play that technique smoothly and efficiently at any speed, and being able to move through those speeds without interruption, without any sort of stuttering or anything like that while you're playing. That's one part of it. Secondly, you want to have that center of time again, as we talked about in other videos, really be strong, really being able to feel the triplet in everything that you're playing. Even when you're not playing triplets, you can feel that triplets. In case you're going to use them, you want to feel that triplet. And when you're feeling the triplet, even when you're playing straight eights, your stuff will tend to swing just a little bit. And that is a good thing. John Bonham was famous for his lope. He swung everything just a little bit, just a little bit. You know, drum machines play everything perfectly and straight. We ain't them. And I believe what gives music its soul is our ability to just swing everything a little bit. So I picked a metronome marking with on my tablet here. I just use one of these downloadable metronomes. And I picked 128 beats a minute. Let's make it nice and loud. I'm going to put it down here so you can hear it. All right, so those are my quarter notes at 128. I'm going to start with a right hand lead. Remember, I'm left-handed. This is my weak hand. You should always try to start things with your weak hand. If you're right-handed, like most of you are, have your left hand be on 1. It crosses the wires in your brain and strengthens signals that you wouldn't otherwise strengthen if you're always leading with your right hand. So here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. There you go. That was right hand lead. That was just double strokes. Trying to keep it smooth and even, not one hand louder than another. Very even all the way through, keeping my right hand landing on 1. Again, strengthening that signal. Now I'm going to do it with my left hand on 1, which is relatively easy for me. And I'm going to, once again, keep it going. And you know, when I'm doing this, I can go even faster, sometimes to 30-second notes off 128. I don't think I'm going to do that right now, but obviously I'm a lefty, so my left hand is the better hand for leading. Let's go ahead and let's do a traditional grip so a few of you guys can see the traditional technique. Okay? You know, Buddy Rich, who I'm a major fan of. I just watch him all the time off of YouTube and have all his records and all that kind of thing. But he used to say, you know, that traditional match grip was limited and traditional was the better way to play. I would disagree with that. I would say that there are things that traditional grip is better for, and there are things that match grip are better for. However, when I'm rolling around the kit, I tend to like playing traditional grip, especially for ghost notes. So here we go. Without further ado, keep it a quickie. We're going to start with my left. Traditional grip, same thing I just did. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And this is a warm-up. You can do it. You said it would take like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If you do that every day at different speeds, if 128 getting to those 16-note triplets is a little bit rough on you, start this thing at 90. Start it at 80 and take it all the way up till you build up that smoothness so that doing this, you can do this while you're drinking a glass of water. And that's the idea. There should be nothing going on in stress or pain or anything like that when you're rolling. And then when you do that on the kit, easy, easy peasy. Anyway, see you on the next one. I got some good stuff planned for you this week. See you soon.